Hey guys, Steve's Customs Games here. Today I'm going to be doing a commission showcase for a bunch of figures that that were commissioned recently. I just finished them all today, and I'm honestly really happy with the way they all came out. And they took a lot of work out of me, and that's another reason why I haven't really posted or showcased anything in a while, because these guys, I was making these guys, and they took me a really long time, especially the FNAF figures. Um, and yeah, I don't have much else to say, but let's get started with the showcase. But I'm gonna start off with the two figures that I have already showcased. Because the Peach I showcased in my Princess Peach and Daisy showcase. I honestly don't know if that came out before this. This should have come out before this video comes out. I don't know. I'm recording in the future. I don't know. But my Sans I recorded, I think, for Halloween. But the only thing he has is an updated torso, which I just repainted, and also a new head, or an update to his head, which was already done in a skit that was in the Sans video. If you watched it, I don't recommend you watch it, but if you watched it, it's in there. But anyways, let's get started with the figure with Princess Peach and then Funny Skeleton Man, Chima Ghost. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Alrighty, so for Princess Peach, we have for her, I'm gonna go by with these figures pretty quick. She has lines, and that's pretty cool. Sculpted elements. Really, I'm just gonna focus on her head for this, and it is just a black head that I painted and had sealant on. The sealant did a terrible job at being sealant, but it works, and I painted red eyes on there that look pretty evil, so that's kind of cool. And then I also just sculpted on this thing, and it's supposed to be a mushroom on her face. I honestly don't remember the background. It's been a really long time since I played Partners in Time. I really need to, though. But yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. I will take this off really quick and put on her normal face just so you guys know what she looks like with that. And yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is the normal face, which I was going to have as an accessory, or you could have the black head as an accessory, but I don't know. Let's just carry on with Sans. Alrighty, so for Funny Skeleton Man, Chima Ghost, Sans the Skeleton, Sans Undertale, I already have an entire showcase dedicated towards him, so I'm literally just going to do a quick 360. He has mid-legs, he has a crappy jacket, and he has a very odd skull that I sculpted for him, and also a repainted torso, but it's already kind of dirty, but that is absolutely fine. And also, he has a blue eye that I painted on for his skit. Already, I don't think I mentioned it, but now, starting with FNAF figures, which I just hit the stand. But anyways, we're starting off with what I believe is the worst of them, but all the FNAF figures were still really good. They took a ton of effort for me. Out of me, and I'm pretty proud of it the way they turned out. Main reason why this guy is probably my least favorite is because I just don't like the way I painted the face, but I tried like 5 times, and it just didn't work, and, yeah. So, for the reference image, which I hope I showed earlier, he was originally just a regular dark brown, or dark tan, I guess, and then I did the sculpts, and I painted him dark tan. And the sculpts turned out pretty well. I used an X-Acto knife to kind of rip it apart. Then later, when that dried, I painted the insides with a little fleshy color. Since Springtrap, I don't know if it's spoilers or not, but Springtrap is a person inside a suit. Also, his hat is removable because I don't know. I don't think I told him, but I don't think he cared. But this is a knockoff helmet for a Spider-Man figure. This is literally the only helmet I could find, or the easiest helmet I could find for Springtrap. And, yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure he's fine with it. If not, then I'm really, really sorry. He'll give you a discount. But anyways, I put the helmet back on, and you can see it looks fine the way it is. And, I added some weathering, so what I did was, after after I painted everything, I also sculpted a little nose on there. So that's pretty cool. So after I painted literally everything, all the guts inside and his legs and all that, I dry brushed it with a black Q-tip, or with a white Q-tip dipped in a bit of black, or I guess wet brushed it that way, but I gave it a wash of black, and then when that dried, I gave it a wash of a nasty little super dark yellow, to kind of give him the age look. I was gonna add one of a really dark green, but I didn't want to go too far with the weathering, so I just left him as is, and I'm still really proud of it. And yeah, so I'll just do one more 360. He has a little bit of wire sticking out, and yeah. Also, if you're wondering why these heads are sculpted instead of using the Fantastic FNAF knockoffs, that's because I don't own them. But I did order a full set, one of each character, on AliExpress, and they should be getting here sometime, like at the end of this month. So that's pretty cool. So if I ever get commissioned to make more, or if I just want to make my own FNAF figures, I'll have them. But I'll just do one more 360, and yeah, that's pretty cool. The next figure will be Withered Bonnie. Alrighty, so for Withered Bonnie here, he is a mess. And he took a lot out of me, if I'm being 100% honest. But, so I started off, I knew I would need to sculpt on the stomach a bit, because Bonnie has like a round shape on him, if you see the reference right here. So I did that. Also, Bonnie was the first figure I made, or the second figure that I made this guy. I don't know what I'm saying, but Bonnie was the first figure I did all the sculpts for. So first off, I had to figure out how I wanted to do the arms, and I'm honestly really proud with how this arm came out, like just the sculpt for it, and I think it went really, really well. I basically put a very thin layer of clay over a regular Lego arm, then added a line, then cut a line into it, and then added some of the weathered and rips into it, which I think turned out pretty well. And then for the legs, I kind of did the same thing, but worse. And the legs are still movable, barely. These figures aren't really meant to be moved, but they could still be moved, just barely. I don't really think this was meant to be moved at all, though. I hope you're okay with that, sir. But the inside of his arm, if I take off the legs, if I can. So if I take off the legs, you can kind of see that it's a bit... I dropped the figure, but if you look inside, you can see it's a bit of a mess, nowhere near as much of a mess as Foxy, which you'll see in a minute. But there's a big glob of clay that I put inside there, and I basically just painted a few wires and stuck a bunch of them, because I have like a big long string of metal of like aluminum or something for making jewelry that my sister had that I stole from her. But I tossed that, and I tossed some of it in there, and I think it turned out really well for the wires he has. Sculpted a bow onto him, painted it red, painted the buttons, and then the head, or the helmet, is an atrocity, and if you give me 1 second to take it off, it's actually kind of difficult too. His head is one with the Lego biker helmet, a regular Lego head that I sanded the crap out of to make it kind of flat, and then just sculpted parts. I cut off the first big chunk of the helmet, and so it could fit. Then I had to sculpt a bit right here, that way there wouldn't be a hole. And then I sculpted a bit right here too, because there's like the place where you can put a visor. I sculpted that way it's not there anymore, which I wasn't really needed, but I felt it made the figure better. And then I sculpted on big old bunny ears, which I think turned out pretty alright. Oh, also I sculpted on teeth, but you can barely even tell they're engraved to be teeth. They just look like bricks. So if I put that back on, it went through multiple phases. I don't believe I have a picture of it, but originally the black area was dark metal, dark metal gray, was gunmetal gray, just like the rest of the metallic parts of the figure, aside from right here. So I guess I lied, but it looked really odd. And then I tried painting the metallic details in black on top of the gunmetal gray, and that just turned into a disaster. So I entirely repainted it in black right here, and just added the two dark evil eyes staring into your soul. And I think that turned out pretty well. And then, like I said, the teeth, I think I got the teeth effect pretty well done. I tried kind of having the first row of teeth on the actual row that comes with the figure. I sculpted a tiny layer on top of that, then engraved it. And then I tried sculpting a very small layer on the inside and kind of levitating it out without breaking the figure, or the sculpt. And I think I pulled it off okay. I tried my hardest. Trust me, these figures were a lot to make. But yeah, I think the figure turned out pretty well, and if you'll excuse me, this segment has been going on for 4 minutes alone, so let's finish off with our last figure, Phantom Foxy. Now, here we are with the last figure, Phantom Foxy, who was honestly probably the hardest figure for me to make, and also definitely the most fragile. He was the first figure I made for this commission, not including Sans, since he was made like 2 months ago. But this was a lot. First off, like I said, I don't have the FNAF figures, the knockoff FNAF figures. So, starting off with the head, I had to make my own, and this is the Scrooge McDuck head that I sanded the living crap out of on the sides, and I sanded the bill. I sculpted onto the bill to make it more snouty, and I had like 6 different attempts for his head, and none of them worked out really well. I even tried the Chima wolf, and they just did not work out well. And actually, if you give me a second, I had a really cool thing for the Chima that I made with the Chima wolf, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the thing, but I made this while trying to make this is the first edition of the helmet of the Foxy head. We're getting off track, but I just want to show this off because I really like the way this turned out. I might use it for something, I don't know what yet, but I will. But aside from that, the actual figure, I dissected a Lego figure. I absolutely killed it, and on the inside, I just completely hollowed it out, which is the first time I've done that in a figure, and the first time I've cut a figure like this. I did that in an X-Acto knife, only cut myself once, surprisingly. And I cut a Lego arm in half and sculpted a bit right here, and that looks pretty good. I cut the legs off and put skeleton legs on it, and which is something I've done I think twice before. And I also put Lego skeleton in there. It was kind of hard to actually fit what parts of the skeleton I wanted there to make sure that you could see it, but also have enough torso for the arms. But I think I did it pretty well. I added a bit of wire sticking out of him. I wanted to add more, but it was just too fragile and I was too scared. But this arm is a bit weird because I cut it in half and then sculpted it just so it could be at a weirder angle. It really did not need to happen at all, but I did it anyways. I really don't know why. So that's cool. And then I added a big ball nose, and his eye is just it's just a light. I sculpted little tidbits of hair. His ears are kind of fragile, especially this one. I'm going to have to actually reglue this later when I'm done recording this showcase, so that way it doesn't break off in shipping. And yeah, he just took a lot out of me. Sculpted little tufts right here, and I don't know why, but I sculpted a tiny bit right here. But after all that, that was the majority of the figure, and that took me a very long time. But thankfully, the painting process was ridiculously easy compared to actually making the sculpts for the figure. I just painted him in a regular brown, and then I just covered the entire thing in regular brown, and then I just dry brushed it with black, and I think it turned out pretty well. If you just look at it right here, yeah, like that. I just think it turned out pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. On the sides, could have been a bit better, but it's fine. It's fine. But after doing that, I painted the hand and all the metal parts gray, gunmetal gray, and that was about it for the figure. And just painted the eye, and that was really it. And with that being said, this segment has been going on forever, but I really want you to appreciate this figure. Also, this figure is definitely probably the most fragile figure I've ever made, aside from my Smash Bros. Pac-Man. Like right here, it kind of bends a bit. I forgot to mention that I got regular Lego legs, cut off the pegs, and then glued this on here onto it. Cut off the pegs and sanded them, then glued them on here onto the Lego skeleton, and that was pretty cool. And that's how I made this figure, and I'm really proud of them, and I hope my customer enjoys them. But aside from that, I'm gonna finish off this video. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I will have many more commissions. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this figures, or this showcase. This is meant to be really quick, but I kind of had to dissect these guys because so much went into them. And first off, I really hope that the person who ordered these enjoys them. I try to give them a fair price, and I want to say I underpriced these a bit because these took a lot of work, but now that I think about it, I think this was a fair price. I'll put the text on the screen right here because I'm too embarrassed to say how much I made them cost. But anyways, if you want to commission me a figure or many figures, I'll put my Discord tag in the description, which you can use that and friend me. And if you want a commission, then I will be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. And on Instagram, just search my name on Instagram. It's on there. I'll also put that in the description. I'm not going to be promoting that a lot because more personal stuff's on Instagram. But if you want to, I am on those two things, unless you somehow find me on Reddit, but I'm not going to put that there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase, and I have a Christmas figure planned that I have not started on yet that I want to get to work on, and then I will be on vacation until the 11th of January, so I'm trying to make as many figures as I can for stock videos. But aside from that, have a good rest of your day.